Good evening, Des Moines, Iowa, and the world. Welcome. This is the Doc and Lefty program coming to you live from the webcast1live.com studios in beautiful northern Des Moines. It's a chilly night, but I'm warm inside because with me across the table, back from his whirlwind tour of all parts England, Dr. Petrosh. Doc, what is up, my man? It's good to see you.
You know what? I'm going to tell you, this is the warmest I've been in the last month.
I bet.
I'm telling you, I left when it was 70. I arrived over in London, and it was 50. And then I went to Ukraine, and it was 40. And then I went back to London, and it was 50. Then back to Odessa, which was then 50, but rainy and kind of breezy. Then back to London, because I thought, man, this weather. Then I show up today, I'm like, what in the world was I missing?
You missed
all time.
You missed all the cold weather. It got a little chilly last week.
No kidding. Is that why all my tomatoes are frosted?
I think so. Yeah, it did. I heard from a farmer friend of mine down in the Leon, Lamoni area, down in Decatur County, close to the Missouri border. And this is Missouri border, folks. Told me they got a little frost on some of his stuff. It's probably one of those, like, you know, it wasn't a hard frost, obviously, down there. But I'll tell. When I was up in Minnesota in the first part of October, it got pretty chilly. Those few nights that I was out there camping.
Oh yeah,
it got a little bit chilly up northern Minnesota, so it's coming, and it's about time. We are not skinny enough dudes to appreciate warm weather the way that it's supposed to be appreciated. I sweat getting the mail. I really do.
Well, you sweat sitting there.
I'm breaking out in a sweat.
We both sweat sitting
I'm breaking out in a sweat, and it is a comfortable, what, 73, 74 degrees in here? Yeah. We're not cut out for this stuff, man. I need the cold.
Maddie was asking for a raise because she kept having to come in here and towel you off, she said. While you're taking over the phone.
Well, you know, she was so great these last few weeks. She kept me on the straight and narrow, and honestly, I wouldn't have looked even a quarter of as good as I did if it wasn't for our great producer, Matt Kane.
That absolutely. That goes for both of us. And she's blushing back there.
Yeah,
you know. So, and then I also want to say, I have to say thanks to several people out there right now. If people don't know, I live my lifetime dream of going and seeing the Rugby World Cup. And it was fantastic, and it was awesome, and had all kinds of drama. First and foremost, I need to thank, of course, Maddie. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, she kept you on the rails.
Yeah.
Second, I need to thank you for handling the show on your own. You actually had guests on.
I did. I had to.
Holy cow!
You know that I can't sit there and talk just by myself. I need to.
You do it all the time.
No. See, here's
That's
the thing.
That's why you take meds.
Now, here's the thing. I can't do the show by myself, and here's why. I need to export my bile to the rest of the countryside. So I need people in here to talk to, or else it's me kind of just prattling on. And
really?
We didn't prattle. If you were able to catch the last few weeks, we had I'm going to say last month was Genius Month because we had Michael Libby on the show.
Yeah.
We had Rabbi Kaufman on the show, and we had my buddy Jordy Flatt on the show, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
Those 3 weeks were a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what happens. I leave, and suddenly the show gets smart. I'm feeling kind of bad,
and that's not a bad kind of comment because if it got smarter in any capacity, it was because I realized, you know, I probably don't need to have like musical acts on the show like we used to do when Doc would leave years and years ago. I'd have bands on the show, and that was fun for me, but it wasn't really fun for anybody else. So if anybody got smarter, it was me.
Oh, all right, good. Anyway, I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
The shows, the bits I got to see because internet was spotty for me, was excellent. Mm-hmm. Well, I need to thank Dr. Rick Nightingale, who covered my practice for me, and he was awesome because I have a very busy practice. People come into my office, they're really shocked at how many people I see in a day. And so I know it must have been overwhelming. So thanks to him, thanks to my staff, Sina and Sid. Thanks to Human Resources, and thanks to my brother, who I believe still tuned in just a little bit.
He did.
So
I thought we would get a phone call when it was Mike and me on the show, but I was also a little bit distracted because that was the I believe that was Game 4 of the NLDS.
Oh yeah,
that in early October. So
Poor
I was
Cubbies.
yeah.
Now that they need to be called Cubbo. Can't understand baseball in October.
Yeah, no, that they couldn't handle the spotlight of the championship series, but they're going to be back next year. They're going to be a better team next year. I am very optimistic for the future from what they showed in a season where they weren't supposed to win 97 games, where they weren't supposed to be able to make it in the playoffs at all. So that I couldn't have been happier. Well, I could have been happier. But I mean, congrats to the Royals fans, right?
And one of our listeners is a guy named Dan Winson. He is a giant Royals fan.
Sure.
And his dad has season tickets. And like a year or two ago, stopped doing the season tickets. I mean, guys had season tickets 20, 25 years. Of all time.
Yeah. That's too bad. But honestly, if there was a better team to beat in the World Series and send them home crying to their mothers, it was the New York Mets, who I didn't say very kind things about in that fourth game of the NLCS when they were sweeping my baseball team. I said really I texted a bunch of horrible stuff that I wanted to have happen to those players. Yeah, I really did. I know
one of them was like get buried by a band of poppy eaters. Well, I remember that one.
No, I don't think
another one was get buried by a band of by a punk band.
I don't see it. I must have been drunker than I thought if I was texting you about baseball. But anyway, so
I got them all when I landed today.
we gotta get to what we're going to talk about today.
Oh yeah, we do. What are we?
There's so much stuff going on.
Because I will tell you.
Yeah,
I'm just going to tell you now. I have flown halfway around the world and have been up for 25 and a half hours at this point.
I couldn't tell.
And I can still take you.
You look great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Exhaustion.
It's my healthy living.
Sleep deprivation is doing it for you. Apparently.
Here you go. I'm going to show you the first thing I did when I got off the plane, because I've been eating nothing but Ukrainian and English food.
Ooh,
right here.
And the WHO and
I stopped right there and went, "Oh my God, give me what I need."
I tell you what, the WHO is coming out. Has made a lot of Brits mad when they came out with that carcinogen pork sausage deal.
Oh, I saw that all over Facebook. I was like, "Wow."
Well,
I saw a lot of people going like, "Great, I'll have cancer."
Yeah,
ain't stopping that.
Honestly, I'll tell you this. My favorite author of all time is Kurt Vonnegut Jr. Yes. Kurt Vonnegut Jr. said that smoking cigarettes was just an honorable way of killing yourself. And he smoked Pall Mall unfiltered cigarettes until he died. Didn't die of cancer. He fell off a ladder when he was in his late 80s and hit his head, and that was it, pretty much. But that he said that smoking cigarettes was an honorable way of committing suicide, basically. It was the only way in society that you could commit suicide willingly without anybody giving you grief over it, right? And it's a dark joke. But I always took that to heart. I used to be a smoker, and I used to enjoy it a lot. I can't smoke anymore because it makes me sick. It makes me sick to my stomach to smoke a cigarette. So I quit, which is a very good thing for me to do. I'm not going to, right? I don't know that I've ever really actually been sick eating bacon. And so that's going to be the problem for me, is that I gave up cigarettes pretty easy, but oh boy, sausage.
Bacon. Well, here's the thing. Bacon is just meat that's been smoked. That's why you still have to cook it. It's been cured,
though, and there's nitrates and stuff that they put in it to preserve it and stuff. So
there's nitrates they put in everything to preserve it. Have you ever eaten at a Chinese restaurant?
Right. But that's what I'm the process part of it. Now there have been a lot of folks that have come out and said, "Hey, look, the risk factor of cancer." What they're talking about, like they say, like risk of 18%. What they really mean is like maybe an extra 1 or 2 in 1,000 will get cancer. So I don't know that. I'm not saying that you should go out and just eat a whole bunch of processed anything as the main staple of your diet. We all know basically what it is to eat well. But it was a funny story to come out because I've got family that are in the ranching industry in Western South Dakota. They're having a fit over this. It's like, hey, everybody, come on.
Well, the bottom line is you don't want to eat a lot of hot dogs. Bologna is probably not the best for you. But come on, bacon. There's no way that anybody's going to give up bacon. Even vegetarians go, I'd love a piece of bacon on that. Put a piece of bacon on my salad, and we'll call it good.
Yeah.
On that note, we're going to be back right after this break. What are we going to talk about?
Well,
are we going to talk about the RNC candidates?
We should probably talk about the RNC a little bit.
All right, we're going to talk about the RNC when we come back. We want to thank all of our sponsors. That includes BertrosianAssociates.com, Lubinas Law Firm.com, Halo Capital at DesMoinesInterestRates.com, Des Moines Anesthesia PC, 515-574-6442. Thank God for them. Otherwise, we'd be broke. They do a lot of good things for a lot of good people. They do pain management, which is tough to find anymore. Follow us at Facebook and Twitter. Plus, I've written a ton of articles while I was overseas.
You got one up, I saw.
Yeah, one up about Darth Vader and the Internet Party and how Darth Sidious is now a member of the Odessa City Council. We'll be back right after this break. You can catch us up on the blogs at docandlefty.com. There, people know what I'm saying, and at YouTube. Thanks everybody for tuning in.